I was changing a smoke detector battery when I found the camera lens staring back at me. My hands wouldn't stop shaking as I realized my perfect roommate had been watching my every move for 6 months, and I had no idea what else he'd hidden in our apartment. My name is Jake Morrison. I'm 29 years old, and this is the story of how discovering a hidden camera in my living room unraveled everything I thought I knew about trust, friendship, and the person I'd been living with for half a year. I moved to Chicago in April, right after a brutal breakup in Milwaukee left me needing a fresh start. I found a solid 2-bedroom apartment in Lincoln Park through Craigslist. Great neighborhood, reasonable rent for the area, but I needed a roommate to make it work. I posted a Craigslist ad. Tyler Bennett replied within hours. "Hey, I'm Tyler, 31, software developer who works from home," his message read. "Clean, quiet, low drama. Just need a place while I save up for a down payment on my own spot." We met at a Starbucks on Halsted Street. Tyler seemed like the ideal roommate from the start. Well-dressed, articulate, easy to talk to. He had solid references from 2 previous roommates who both gave glowing reviews. "I'm pretty laid back," Tyler said over coffee. "Work keeps me busy most days. I game a little at night, keep things tidy, stay out of people's way. As long as you're not throwing ragers every weekend, we'll be fine." "Same here," I told him. "Just looking for a chill situation. No drama." We shook hands right there. Tyler moved in 2 weeks later with surprisingly few belongings, just his computer set up, some clothes, and a couple of boxes. That should have been my first clue, but I didn't think much of it. The first 6 months were honestly perfect. Tyler was exactly what he'd promised: respectful, clean, friendly, without being intrusive. He always did his dishes immediately after eating. He'd take out the trash without being asked. Never touched my food in the fridge. We fell into an easy routine. Sunday afternoons, we'd watch Bears games together and order deep dish pizza from Lou Malnati's. We'd talk about work, complain about Chicago winters, debate whether the Cubs or White Sox were more disappointing. Normal roommate stuff. "Dude, you're literally the best roommate I've ever had," I told Tyler one Sunday in September while we watched the game. Tyler smiled and raised his beer. "Right back at you, man. This whole setup is working perfectly." I actually thought I'd found a friend, not just a roommate. Looking back now, that's what makes everything so much worse. But there were small things, little details that didn't register as odd at the time, but now they make perfect sense. Tyler always sat in the same armchair. Always. The one facing the living room with a clear view of the couch and kitchen. If I ever sat there first, he'd politely ask if we could switch. "That's my spot, man," he'd say with a laugh. "You know how it is." He was home constantly. Even when Tyler mentioned going somewhere, grocery store, gym, meeting a friend, he'd be back within an hour, sometimes less. "Changed my mind," he'd explain casually. "Too tired to deal with it." And Tyler asked questions. Lots of personal questions that felt like genuine interest from a concerned friend. "How'd that job interview go? What kind of questions did they ask you? You seeing that girl Sarah again? You seemed stressed after the last date. Everything okay? Your mom called earlier. I heard your phone buzzing. You two don't talk much, do you? What's that about?" I thought he was being a good friend, showing he cared, taking real interest in my life. I had absolutely no idea he was documenting everything. October 14th changed everything. It was a Saturday afternoon, unseasonably cold for mid-October. I was doing some cleaning around the apartment when the smoke detector above our couch started beeping. Beep. Pause. Beep. Pause. That annoying low battery warning that drives everyone crazy. "I'll grab a battery and fix it," I called out to Tyler, who was in his room working on something, like always. I dragged a kitchen chair into the living room, climbed up, and reached for the smoke detector. Just a simple battery change. 2-minute job. I unscrewed the cover plate, expecting to see the standard battery compartment and sensor mechanism. Instead, I saw a tiny glass lens, staring directly at me. For several seconds, my brain refused to process what I was looking at. A lens? Why would there be a lens in a smoke detector? Then reality crashed into me like a freight train. A camera. There was a camera hidden in our smoke detector. My hands started shaking violently. My heart hammered so hard against my ribs, I thought I might be having a heart attack. The room tilted slightly, and I had to grip the wall to keep my balance on the chair. What the hell? I whispered to myself. I carefully pulled the entire smoke detector unit down, my hands trembling so badly I nearly dropped it. The camera was professionally installed, wired directly into the detector's main power supply. This wasn't some cheap spy gadget you order online. This was deliberate, calculated, planned. Someone had put this here, on purpose, to watch me. Tyler, my roommate, my friend, the person I'd trusted completely for 6 months. I stood frozen on that chair, holding the smoke detector, while my mind raced in 1,000 directions at once. How long had this been here? What had it recorded? Oh God, what had it seen? Every private phone call I'd taken sitting on that couch. Every time I'd cried over my ex-girlfriend at 2 a.m. Every conversation with my mom about my struggles. Every date I'd brought home. Everything. All of it recorded. I climbed down from the chair on shaking legs, trying desperately to control my breathing. I needed to think clearly. I needed to figure out what to do. But first, I needed to know. Were there more cameras? I glanced toward the hallway. Tyler's door was closed. I could hear faint keyboard clicking from inside his room. He was working, completely unaware that I'd just discovered his surveillance system. I couldn't just start tearing the apartment apart looking for more cameras. If Tyler came out and saw me frantically searching, he'd know immediately that I'd found something. I had to be smart, careful. I forced myself to walk calmly to the kitchen, filled a glass with water, took slow sips while my mind raced. Think, Jake. Think. Tyler had moved in with almost nothing. But over the past 6 months, he'd gradually added items to our shared spaces. A decorative plant for the bookshelf. Brightens up the place, he'd said. A digital picture frame for the hallway. Gives it character. Small things I'd never questioned because they seemed normal, thoughtful even. But now, with horrifying clarity, I understood. Those weren't decorations. They were surveillance equipment. I glanced at the succulent plant sitting on our bookshelf near the TV. Tyler had brought it during his first week. I'd complimented it and he'd seemed pleased. I walked over slowly, trying to appear casual in case Tyler suddenly emerged from his room. I pretended to water the plant while examining it closely. There, between 2 thick leaves, another tiny camera lens, pointed directly at the kitchen table where I ate breakfast every morning. My stomach lurched. I thought I might actually vomit. I checked the digital picture frame in the hallway next, the one that cycled through generic landscape photos. I tilted it slightly, examining the edges. Another camera, hidden behind the frame's decorative border, aimed at the apartment entrance and hallway. 3 cameras, at least 3 cameras that I'd found, all perfectly positioned to capture my daily routines in our common areas. I felt violated in a way I'd never experienced before, like my skin was crawling, like someone had been inside my head for months without permission. I needed help, real help, someone who could tell me what to do. I walked to my bedroom as calmly as I could manage, closed the door, and locked it. Then I pulled out my phone with shaking hands and called the one person I knew would help me. "Marcus," I said when my older brother answered. Marcus was a criminal defense attorney in Milwaukee. "I need your help. Something's really wrong." "Jake, what happened? You sound terrible." "My roommate," I whispered, even though my door was locked. "Tyler, he's been recording me. Hidden cameras everywhere. I found 3 of them. What do I do?" Marcus's voice immediately went hard and professional. Listen to me very carefully, Jake. Do not touch anything else. Do not confront him. Do you understand me? But I need proof. You have proof. 3 cameras. That's enough evidence. Here's what you do right now. Call the Chicago Police non-emergency line. File a report for illegal surveillance. This is a serious crime in Illinois. They'll send officers. Let them handle everything from here. Do not engage with Tyler at all. Do not try to search his room or gather more evidence. That's the police's job. Understand? What if they don't believe me? You have physical cameras. That's concrete evidence. They'll believe you. Call them right now, Jake. This is extremely serious. I called 311 and explained the situation to the dispatcher. She transferred me to someone who took down all the details, and 40 minutes later, 2 Chicago police officers arrived at our apartment. The knock on the door made my heart jump into my throat. Tyler answered, looking genuinely confused. Officers, can I help you? We received a report regarding illegal surveillance at this residence, Officer Rodriguez said, a tall woman with sharp eyes. We need to come inside. Tyler's face went completely white, just for a second, then he recovered. Of course. Come in. I showed them everything. The smoke detector, the plant camera, the hallway frame. Tyler sat on the couch in complete silence, watching. Sir, are these surveillance devices yours? Officer Rodriguez asked Tyler. Long pause. Tyler's face was pale, his hands shaking. Finally, he nodded. Yes. You placed them without your roommate's knowledge or consent. Yes. Why? The word exploded out of me. My voice cracked. Why would you do this? Tyler looked at me with something broken in his eyes. I wanted to understand how normal people live. I've never been good at connecting with people. I thought if I observed you, I could learn. You spied on me for 6 months. My voice was getting louder. My phone calls, my private moments, everything. I'm sorry, Tyler whispered. Tears were streaming down his face now. I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you. You were the closest thing I'd ever had to a friend. We need to search your room, Officer Rodriguez said to Tyler. Do we have your consent? Tyler's shoulders slumped. Yes, you can search it. Mr. Morrison, please wait here, Officer Rodriguez told me. I sat with Officer Martinez while Rodriguez searched Tyler's room. 10 minutes later, she emerged carrying evidence bags, Tyler's laptop, and 3 external hard drives, each one labeled with dates. Mr. Bennett, you're being detained for unauthorized video surveillance, Officer Rodriguez said. You need to come with us. Officer Martinez pulled out handcuffs. They led Tyler toward the door. He looked back at me one last time. I really am sorry, Jake, for everything. I couldn't speak. Just watched them take him away. 4 days later, Detective Sarah Chen called with an update. We've examined the evidence from Mr. Bennett's room, she said. There are over 430 hours of recordings on those hard drives, all from common areas, living room, kitchen, hallway. We also found detailed digital logs on his computer, dates, times, observations about your daily activities and conversations. Very comprehensive documentation. I felt sick. He was taking notes on me like some kind of experiment? It appears so. He's being charged with unauthorized video surveillance, Class 4 felony. He's pled guilty. Given his clean record and psychological evaluation showing social disorders, he'll likely get probation, mandatory psychiatric treatment, community service, and a restraining order. He'll also pay restitution for your therapy and moving costs. That's it? Just probation? I understand it feels insufficient, but that's what the circumstances support. I moved out within 2 weeks, found a studio in Wicker Park. Every room in that old apartment felt contaminated. The paranoia was brutal. I covered every camera on my devices, checked smoke detectors obsessively, examined every object for hidden cameras, couldn't talk without wondering if someone was recording. My brother Marcus flew down. "You need therapy, Jake. This is trauma." He was right. I found a therapist who specialized in surveillance trauma. It took almost a year to feel normal again. Slowly started dating, made new friends, rebuilt my ability to trust. Tyler got 2 years probation, 200 hours community service, mandatory psychiatric treatment, and had to pay $8,000 for my therapy and moving expenses. 6 months later, he sent a letter. "Jake, I know you never want to hear from me, but what I did was the worst thing I've ever done. Therapy helped me understand how wrong it was. I've violated your trust and privacy in ways I can't undo. I'm sorry. I hope you find peace." Tyler. I never responded, but I kept the letter. A year later, life had stabilized. Nice apartment in Lakeview, healthy relationship with Emma, life moving forward. But I never forgot what Tyler taught me. Here's what I learned. Privacy isn't just legal. It's fundamental to feeling safe in the world. When someone violates it, especially someone you trust, they don't just invade your space. They steal your ability to be yourself. Tyler thought he could learn connection by secretly studying me, but real relationships need mutual vulnerability, honesty, and respect. The moment you betray trust and violate boundaries, you destroy any chance of authentic connection. Trust your instincts when something feels off. Verify people in your life. And never let anyone convince you that violating your boundaries was for your benefit. Your privacy and dignity are non-negotiable. Protect them fiercely. If this story moved you, hit that like button. Share your thoughts about privacy and trust in the comments. And subscribe for more stories about betrayal, recovery, and rebuilding trust after someone shatters it completely.